プレイステーション
Hello, everyone. This is Samurai Snake,
And I'm Flameclaw.
and welcome back to the Sony-thon. We're raising money for Child's Play, a charity devoted to bring toys and games to children that are spending time in the hospital. And the game
Hmm.
I'm playing tonight is Strider 2, a much overlooked game, if I must say, for the PlayStation 1. We're going to be playing the Japanese version because this is the version I got when I wanted a physical copy of the Strider HD remake on my PS3.
Okay. The first thing I've got to ask, because someone actually brought this up in chat during a previous run when they saw this game on the schedule, is there are apparently two games called Strider 2. There's one that's Strider 2 with a number, which is this one, and one that's Strider 2 like in Roman numerals. What's the difference between those?
The difference one is that the Roman numeraled one is generally shit, and
Oh,
and the story is basically a Strider saving a princess, basically a Super Mario Brothers plot, which is
all right.
stupid. And the game is just generally terrible, but this one is actually very good.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going into this blind. Like, I haven't seen this game other than like I had a little peep on long plays earlier, like World of Long Plays, and just to like see sort of a few seconds of one level, just because I was curious as to exactly what it was. But as for the actual game itself, I'm going to be seeing this for the first time, so this could be interesting.
Yeah, this was
That's fine,
released.
Michael.
Yeah, this was released in Japanese arcades, and I don't know if it made it over to American arcades, but the hardware that it ran on was the same kind of hardware that Street Fighter EX ran on, which is basically an arcade version PlayStation.
All right, let me have a little look on the Wikipedia, see what they say. Release, it doesn't say a country, it just says December 13, 1999 for arcades. Underneath it's got PlayStation. Apparently the Japanese version came out on PlayStation in February 2000, then North America in July 2000, and then in Europe on December 2000. So at least came out in the same year, like things, but then the PlayStation Network one, apparently it never came out on the PlayStation Network over here, which is really annoying because that happens with quite a lot of games on PlayStation.
Ah,
So, so I see this is like a platformer kind of thing. Is it like linear platforming or is it more a Metroidvania kind of deal?
it's very linear. It didn't get Metroidvania-esque until the Strider HD remake came out, and it actually made it even more worth playing and bringing it up for modern times.
Oh, is that the new one that came out like a year or so ago?
Yeah, the new one
Because I
essentially brought the combined elements of Strider 1 and 2 and created a very fantastic game.
Oh, nice. I've actually had that sitting in my Steam library for a little while now. It's like on my backlog of games to play because I think it was like on sale or on some kind of bundle or something a little while ago. But yeah, I've just picked that up and haven't got around to playing it yet. So I probably will get around to playing that fairly soonish, given it's got the Snake recommendation.
And
So yeah, go and say.
this stage 0 is only unlockable if you have a save of Strider 1 on your memory card.
Oh, that was what you were trying to get the memory card set up for, yeah. Like, because we were just setting things up, and Snake was saying, "I want to load up the save," and I was like, "Okay, what's that for?" But apparently, you get a bonus level for it. That's cool. Because I think there's some things like that on certain Nintendo games on the Wii, aren't there? Like, I think if you've got a Galaxy save, it unlocks Rosalina right away in Mario Kart Wii.
Huh.
At least, I think that's what it is. It might be something the other way around. I can't remember exactly, but
I wouldn't know, because I ended up cheating with my modified Wii just to get everything on on my Wii from Mario Kart
fair.
Wii.
Like, I will say though, like talking about that, the Wii is actually a really good bit of kit to homebrew. Like, if you want to put, some homebrew applications on there, there's some cool shit you can do with it, which is a lot of fun. But people in the chat are talking about the Mario X Rabbids game. What do you think of that, Snake?
I think it's a very interesting concept, seeing how it hasn't been done before, and I'm actually kind of curious about how the characters are going to interact with each other, since the trailer made it very appealing, in my opinion.
Yeah. To me, the gameplay just doesn't look like my kind of thing. Like, I'm not. Some people are kind of got this thing of, oh my god, why are they putting those two together, or like that overplayed overreaction to the Rabbids being there and shit like that. Like, I don't mind that as a concept. I don't really think it hurts either franchise crossing over, but it just, the gameplay style doesn't look like my kind of thing, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that into strategy games like Command and Conquer, or I guess XCOM in this case, which is basically XCOM with Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah, it's basically a reskin of that gameplay style, really, isn't it? Oh yeah, they put out a screenshot earlier, which it looks like Luigi's dabbing in it, which looks fucking hilarious.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, like, it's not even one of them things like that one shot from Sonic Heroes with Shadow where it looks like he's dabbing. Like, this looks like an actual thing of, like, they have intentionally made Luigi dab, and if so, that is fucking hilarious. But yeah, guys, in terms of the charity, we're currently at $4,500.25. We don't actually have that long now, like a day or so, until the Final Fantasy VII incentives start kicking in. So if you've got any last minute, well, last day, I guess, contributions you want to make and pick out what character you want to be named to, then if you just take a look below the stream on the HFC Sony Fun website, and you'll see all the names that are going, and you can pick one and donate towards it, and hopefully your name will get the most donations. But yeah, I believe the way Volk's run that is that as the characters appear in the game, that's like the cut-off point, so that way you will get it a little bit going on. But I haven't played Final Fantasy VII, but I believe that a lot of the characters come quite early on into the game, so you want to get your donations in as soon as you can for those. So what's going on in the game here, Snake?
The general story is basically this has a similar story to the first Strider game, except this is a new incarnation of Hiryu that's investigating the ruins of El Dorado, because something's happening in El Dorado that's of relevance to the Strider organization, which is basically futuristic ninjas that are basically assassins.
Okay. What I don't get is how are you able to walk along a spinning drill with minimal resistance?
Because he's a freaking ninja.
Okay, I guess that could be the answer to any of my questions, really, couldn't it?
Basically.
Just can do fucking anything. Let me just put a tweet out that people know that we've got Strider 2 going on.
Yeah. So the reason why we're actually here in El Dorado is because Strider Hien betrayed the Striders and unsealed the Grand Master from his coffin, if you will. So basically bringing him back to life.
Okay, so is that like what had happened towards the tail end of the last game? Because I don't really know the story of that game either.
You don't really need to know. It's basically like go through all these levels and destroy and keep destroying all the Grand Master's forces.
Alright. Oh, so it is like a proper linear thing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, how difficult is it, like, in terms of gameplay?
Wow, B. How did I salvage that? The highest I've gotten on this intro level is a star, the highest ranking of the game, and you only get that if you do not get hit at all.
Oh, go. So how hard is it as a game overall?
It ends up scaling in difficulty as you go from stage to stage.
Oh, that's cool.
And the reason why I got the Japanese version is because they took out the voice acting for English copies, which kind of pisses me off.
Are they doing that sort of later PlayStation X game kind of thing, where it's like just replaced all animations now with just static screens?
Yeah, basically. Basically, Kian is saying, the Grandmaster created everything. Don't fight me, Hiryu. I'm your comrade. And Hiryu's like, quit being a bitch and fight me for real.
Yeah, fight me IRL. Yeah. But like, you say that about they've removed the voices. Like, although it is in Japanese, I kind of appreciate the way that they left in that voice acting, at least in the likes of, say, X5, X6 and that, because like, even though I don't speak Japanese, I do appreciate just having something to listen to, you know?
Yeah. Plus, I think having no voice acting at certain times takes away from some of the experience.
Does it at least have some kind of music over it?
Yeah. It at least retains the music for the specific cutscenes. But otherwise, English copies will not have voice acting.
That's something, but, you know, it would be nice to have some kind of voice acting over it.
I mean, it kind of depends on the game, I guess you could say, and whether voice acting is really needed.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, for the way they've got this kind of thing, like, the cutscenes aren't exactly the most interesting things to look at anyway, because they are just, like, plain screenshots. So you'd think they'd have something to just, like, gives you something to keep you invested, you know? But, like, it's not really a biggie, it's just, like, it feels like an odd thing for them to take out.
Yeah.
And who's this guy who looks like fucking Sonic cartoon Eggman?
It's a terrorist.
Ah.
just read the name under the life bar.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, does he just roll his arse like Eggman does? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
uh,
Alright, let's see if I can get this. Ah, missed. There's some scoring items that are hidden throughout the game, which don't really add a whole lot. They're just there for, like, a nice bonus, since this is a port of an arcade game, after all, so...
Yeah.
The only complaint about this game from critics is that basically it's free play. There are no credits at all.
Oh. Oh. Strange.
I mean, it used to be that some arcade ports to home consoles would have credits or something like that. But
I suppose they've just dumped the game as it is, I would imagine.
yeah, but I mean, if I have a port of an arcade game, I'd want to go through and basically have unlimited credits. I want to enjoy it.
Yeah, you want to just keep on plowing through, you don't want to get bullshit death. Now that's a big fucking spider.
Yep. The general idea, if anyone's wanting to speedrun the game, which sounds like a lot of fun, is basically hug the wall and jump.
Yeah, this looks pretty fast-paced, which I've got to say does look really cool. That probably does lend itself quite well to speedruns now you mention it.
Yeah. It's why I like it over the first Strider game, because the first Strider game did not have any running, and it was pretty slow in its pacing.
Oh. Well, you do ninja, you gotta go fast, you gotta go quick, don't you?
Yeah.
And this sort of slashy attack, that's cool as well. There's a name for it, but I'm gonna call it the slashy.
What? The crazy slash I do in the midair?
Yeah.
I think it's called the Savage Slash, I think. If I remember my English localization correctly.
I was kind of expecting it to be something I wouldn't be able to pronounce, to be fair. I'm used to how these games usually work.
Yeah. So now we're fighting the 3 Winds, the Chinese martial artists that you fight at the second stage of the first game and throughout the HD game.
Oh, right.
I really like the idea of fighting on top of all these flying cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is Neo Hong Kong, right? This is saying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got that sort of futuristic look to it. Like, it sort of reminds me of, like, you know, the Akira-esque Neo Tokyo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's got that futuristic big city look to it, which I do actually really like a lot.
Yeah, it's basically a parallel almost to the first stage, which was in Kazakhstan, I think.
Now, right?
But I can't really remember much about the details of the first stage's art. Oh shoot, there.
I don't know. There's something about like it's not just the aesthetic; it's also just this general sort of atmosphere of like the solitude in a big city. Because like this, you can see that this is quite a busy area that it's set in, but you've got this little bit quite, you know, isolated from all that all this stuff's happening in, and it's just some sort of inherent. Forget the word. It's like a. Oh, what am I looking? What's the word I'm looking for? You know, when there's two things that are complete opposites, but they complement themselves perfectly. That's kind of what I'm feeling about this.
Kind of. There's a contrast to them, but they still blend together
contrast.
well. Yeah,
I guess that's the best way to put it, really. Like, yeah, I just kind of like that whole aesthetic thing. It's like the solitude in a big city.
This is as far as you go.
I will climb the satellite dish and I will get you.
There's the first death. Not what I wanted, but thank goodness there are infinite credits.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
I just call it up to streamer's curse, basically.
Yeah,
that
it just
death
happens
specifically.
when you're live, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how fair are they with the checkpoints? Is it just a restart from where you died kind of deal?
Yeah, that's basically the idea.
That's good actually, because it means that, you know, if you fuck up, then you get to realise what you did to fuck up, and you can try again straight away.
I'm also enjoying the lightsaber sound effects that's emanating from Solo.
Oh, right.
Star Wars actually influences some of the character designs and concepts for the game. Like, I think Solo was like influenced by Boba Fett, I believe, because they're both bounty hunters.
See, this is the thing where like I know basically nothing about Star Wars, so I'll just take your word for it. So I'm not really much of a film person in general, to be fair.
Neither am I, but I at least appreciate a good movie every now and then.
Yeah, fair one. Like, to be fair, I only really watch anime films very rarely. Other than that, I'm kind of impatient. I'm not the sort of person who can sit still for that long, so yeah.
Alright. To defeat this dragon, dodge the shots that are emanating from its body and the electric shocks.
This looks like one hell of a cool boss.
It is. It's even going to come back later in the game, because it's just so damn awesome. I definitely want to say this lends itself to a very awesome cyberpunk atmosphere.
It looks like it.
Yeah, considering that the tone of the game, I guess, is very dystopian, mainly because, well, the Grandmaster, they call him Grandmaster Mayo in localization. Basically, he's like a false god that, like, creates stuff.
I saw that E rank, by the way.
Yeah. Do you have what it takes to conquer our Lord? The world belongs to him. You will share the same fate as the city, Strider. You are just the master's slave, or lapdog, if you will. Alright. Next up is Germany, I believe. I can't remember the location, but it's Germany.
So how many different locations are there overall, do you reckon?
There are, I want to say 6.
Okay. And I take it they get like quite hard towards the end, I would imagine, for this kind of game.
Yeah, every stage gets harder than the last. And it is
Right,
nice that they let you choose where you want to start first.
Oh, right. So you can go to the levels in any order, can you?
Yeah, in any order you want.
Oh, that's cool. So that's the kind of mechanic that it's cool in concept. Like some games do it well, but other times you got that risk of like weirdly balancing things. Because like if people could pick like a really hard level to start with, it might, feel a bit odd. Unless it's like clearly laid out that it's like this is the hard level sort of deal. I'm liking this sort of castle area.
It definitely lends itself well to a good location.
Yeah. Snake Malictor is asking, how long did it take for you to learn the amount of Japanese you know?
I'd say about, let's see, when did I start? I want to say 16, 17 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there are mostly lessons every single Saturday, so I didn't take like an actual class or major in college.
It's just something you did off your own back, is it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now we gotta keep running. Gotta go fast.
This reminds me of, I think it's one of these Zelda levels from Smash. You know, the one where it's just like the big bridge and there's a sunset sort of thing in the background like this level.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name of the bridge, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just looks exactly like it, just obviously, much lower res.
And now we're fighting a Metal Gear. Basically, that's what it is.
It does look like it. I suppose you've already had enough grief for these fuckers this marathon, haven't you?
Destroyed.
Nice.
I'm going to say that learning Japanese kind of takes a while because its grammatical structure is vastly different than English or any language.
Yeah, like learning language in general, I imagine that's one of the hardest parts because it's not just learning like words and that. Each language has their own quirks, and I kind of feel bad for people who like learning English as a new language because we have so many weird, wonderful little quirks to it. Like the way sentences are phrased, the way we have words that can mean completely different things in different contexts, stuff like that.
Yeah. In Japanese, sometimes you'll have sentences that, when grammatically translated literally to English, they're like fragment sentences, and basically you have to make up your own creative interpretation.
Yes, that's why with a lot of like earlier Japanese to English translated games, some of the dialogue would read like really weird, because it'd be like they'd translated the words, but they hadn't translated the meaning.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the thing with like localization and this kind of thing. It's like if you translate it literally, it probably won't make much sense. Whereas if you try and interpret what the character's actually trying to say and then put that into the new language, then it comes across a lot more clearly. Like, I'm talking out my arse here. I'm not a translator or anything like that. I just speak English like a pleb, and that's about it.
Like, I remembered that Arrow is considered a Japanese name for girls. And back when Mega Man Legends 3 was still alive. But in English-speaking countries, Arrow is a boy's name. And they basically localized the name as... I forgot what they call her before they changed the name back. Something that started with an S that is like wind-related. I can't remember.
Let's start with a look. Mega Man Legends 3. Mega Man Legends 3 characters. See if there's anything on there other than like in memory of.
Oh wow.
Finding it. It's not immediately available on the wiki, and I'm not good at reading on the fly, so sorry, folks. Let's see, because the thing is with Legends 3 is that it adds such a weird sort of back and forth with like different phases of stuff happening, and you know, like all the different drama surrounding it, and then like they eventually getting cancelled and they fucked everyone over. And then I think like there was that one Capcom dude who, I think it was one of their PR guys who made that really dickhead comment. It was like, oh well, fans didn't show enough support or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, the European PR guy over there really screwed it up.
Yeah, like your one job in PR is don't be a dick, and you failed that one job.
And then you get the Sonic Twitter account that has basically a job of being a dick to pretty much everyone, but in good fun.
Yeah, well the thing there is that like all you can say about like the one day Sonic joking around and that, and sometimes it does get a bit tiring when it's like, okay, you're just teasing us with things and not really showing us anything substantial in that. But like when they make fun of shit, it's funny.
Yeah,
that's what I can roll with. I do remember at one point, one thing that was quite funny is that on the launch, I think it was, of Mighty Number 9, they made that one little jab about it. Like, I think it was Ads Review Scores one coming out, and they made that jab about, like, oh, well, at least it's better than nothing, just taking the piss out of their one fucking quote. But, like, there were people who went, like, full backlash to that, as though the Sonic Twitter had really stepped out of line, like, making fun of another publisher or something. Like, dudes, just take a joke.
Yeah. Especially with explosions looking like pizzas.
Huh? Yeah, oh yeah, because it does, like, in Mighty Number 9, it looks like a fucking spray can in some points, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mighty Number 9 was a beautiful shit show.
Yeah. It's basically this guy saying, you're a madman to take on the Grandmaster, and Hiryu's like, if those are your last words, so be it.
Oh.
Well, we got a D.
Oh, that explosion looked cool in the cutscene just then.
Alright, now we're going to Antarctica this time.
Oh, cool. Does this have ice physics?
I believe it does. I can't exactly remember from the previous time that I've practiced, but I'm pretty sure it has something like it.
We'll see soon enough, I guess.
Well, I guess not. No ice physics. 7.8 out of 10. Too much water, I guess.
Nah, but ice physics can get a bit annoying, and I suppose in a game like this where your character's naturally fast, you wouldn't want it getting any like harder to control.
And now we're fighting hockey players as well.
Okay.
And
I mean, you might as well get every sort of snow sort of stereotype in there, because why not?
Especially if they're suicide bomber penguins.
That's everything. I joke, but this game has everything. Don't hurt them other penguins, they don't seem to be hurting anyone. Oh, I like how you got the pick things to climb up the ice as well, that's great.
Yeah. He only has one of them, which kind of makes it a bit weird if you think about it when he climbs on the ceiling. Like, how is he able to do that with just one grappling hook?
Yeah.
Whatever, he's a ninja.
That sword thing. Yeah.
Whatever, he's a ninja. No need to explain. Like, how in the world was he able to keep up with a gigantic drilling machine in El Dorado?
True.
Right. Bit tricky part here.
Okay.
Hey, that was a fail, but I'm just gonna ride this helicopter up, because that's the easy way out.
I'll say you just fall down then.
So close yet so far. I'm gonna mess it up a bit, see if that helps me in the upcoming mini-boss fight.
Don't slash up the helicopter you're riding on.
What? It's an enemy's helicopter. Oh, wow. It actually does. I never tried that before. I thought of trying that before.
Oh, right, so that sort of gave you the head start on it. That's good. But still, like, if you're hanging on the back of a helicopter, it makes sense to, you know, try not to damage it. At least until you're to where you want to be.
Yeah. Alright, upcoming running section. Go, go, go! Reminiscent of Strider 1.
Oh yeah, leg it. I'm digging these set pieces. This does look like it's got some really sort of cool moments to it. I'm not just saying that because it's a nice level.
Yeah. Gotta take out the remaining hockey players here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll fight the next mini-boss. And boy, what a treat it is.
Yeah.
We get to fight a woolly mammoth. A cyborg woolly mammoth. Oh.
Oh my god. He looks so goofy.
Now, the thing about this guy is that he'll pound the ground, shoot stuff out of his legs, and well, that's pretty much all his attacks. So I'm just gonna keep going about in a circle fashion, since that seems.
I mean, if it works.
Oh, whoa! There goes some of the railing.
Oh, so the environment's destructible as well, are they?
Yeah, he was able to. Oh, there goes some more of the environment. He just hurt himself with some of that.
What a dipshit. I suppose this is quite a good idea for like a boss arena though, that you've got this whole incentive that you want to save some of the environment so you can more easily climb over him.
Yeah. Okay, that death was my fault for sliding into the shot there. I just want to see someone speedrun this game someday, because it would look gorgeous to speedrun.
I wonder what the record is. Let's have a little look. Strider 2 PlayStation speedrun. What's on the leaderboard there? Oh, apparently the first place one for Strider 2 on the PlayStation is by someone, like, this isn't any percent run, this is by someone called Solus Gokai, and their time is apparently 9 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow!
Yeah, let's say it looks like it's got a video. Let's see what they're doing here. Oh, got to enable Flash Player. I haven't done that in a long time. Let's see. This is on speedrun.com, by the way, if anyone else wants to go.
That was also a dumb death by me.
Be careful. Looks like the Twitch archive might have broken. That's a shame. What's the runners up? The runners up are like in the sort of 10 minutes range.
Alright. Time for reverse gravity.
So this is the fastest one that's like on an actual console rather than the emulator. This is 10 minutes 30. I'm trying to work out what they're doing differently to what you're doing.
Everything, probably.
It looks like mostly just like strategic jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a thing that like they're jumping rapidly, which seems to like just move them faster than running does.
Now we have to fight some of these mutated researchers, because if we do, it'll reduce the speed of a air conditioning vent and fan.
Okay. Yeah. Science, not even once.
This game gets really crazy with reverse gravity later on.
Oh. Oh, gravity levels. Gravity levels where you fall vertically. My favourite. And by that I mean not my favourite.
Here's
Okay, guys,
another. Oh, keep going.
I was going to say, guys, as a reminder, we are raising money for the Child's Play charity. We have a little donate button just below the stream. It's either on the left if you're on Twitch, or on the right in the little Child's Play widget if you're on the HFC Sony Fun website. We also have the Final Fantasy VII naming incentives that are on essentially their last day now, because they'll be expiring. Their cut-off date is when Volk encounters the characters in game. So if you want to maybe push some of the second place ones up a bit, you can get another donation in. I think there's some close ones going on. I think the Cloud one was pretty close last time I looked. Let me refresh and check the page if my internet will reload it. Cloud, where is he? Yeah, Cloud Name Pro Tag is at $472, and Cloud Name Deked is at $419. So, if you want to get Deked back to the top, then I'm gonna get some donations in today. Okay, so what the hell is going on with this tentacle monster thing?
We're fighting a Kraken.
Nice, I guess. Krakens are fucking terrifying.
Its lasers get kind of hard to dodge once the Kraken fires them up into the air from its mouth. Alright, boost.
I think what was sort of screwing up a little bit there is that you were between the tentacle and the mouth was like shooting the laser out of it, so it's like get hit by one or the other. There wasn't really an easy way to dodge it. I really do like that it lets you continue straight away.
It regenerates its claws and its arms if you take them out. One thing that I rarely use is the boost item, which basically gives you a homing shot, if you will.
Yeah, right.
Alright. I'm just gonna stay right here between the lasers.
Yeah, I suppose if you're jumping up too high, then that makes you more vulnerable, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hey, huh? Okay, don't load the mission clear screen until I get off the Kraken.
Thanks, game. That was convenient. You got another E-Snake.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty pissed that it destroyed the research laboratory. And in this future, or in this timeline, Strider Hien and Hiryu are the only Striders remaining.
Oh, right.
Kind of similar to, I guess, the plot, if you will, of the Strider HD game. Basically, Hiryu's the only one left, and everyone else got killed off.
Oh.
That was the only game...
kind of deal.
Yeah. That's the only game that actually fleshes out the Striders a bit more than just like, we're a super secret organization that deals with futuristic ninjas. Though to be fair, the NES game, as terrible as it is, tries its best to flesh out the story a bit, but then again, it's not that good of a game.
When you say it's a terrible game, do you mean like as in just like bad gameplay, or do you mean like it's just archaic?
It's generally a terrible game because the gameplay is kind of crappy, because if you try to triangle jump off walls, it's very, very hard, and you'd need a turbo controller.
Oh, so you gotta be really quick with shit.
Oh wow!
Because from what I'm watching of this game, it looks like it controls easy enough on the PlayStation.
Yeah. All right.
That's good. Krakens are them big sort of tentacle monster things. Like Pretty sure they're actual like animals.
Okay, that was a bit weird. I was wondering, where am I?
Just off to the side somewhere.
Yeah. That section right there, jumping off between the individual planes, is actually very cool.
Is that just like a graphical thing, or are there like wind physics playing you back?
There are actual wind physics.
Oh, I've never been a fan of wind physics that knock you back. It reminds me of fucking levitated ruins from Secret Rings, and fuck that level. There might have been something in Brawl that was like this, but I can't remember.
Alright, there should be something on top of here.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
There is...
Just a beat, eh?
It'll help.
Okay. Oh, so that purple glow thing is the boost in progress.
Yeah.
And it naturally put you in the boost, like gave you the boost item just a few frames before, you know, it goes into that automate section where it's just walking.
Boom.
Nice.
This has actually been pretty good so far.
Okay, oh, it looks like we have a donation come through. Let me have
sweet.
a little look at this. So I've got to reopen the thing because I accidentally shut it earlier when I was looking for information. Come on. Computer. Okay, hey guys, ZBC51 here. Sorry I couldn't donate earlier, my bank was giving me some serious trouble. Anyway, please put this name in Eris Gonna Die. Also, if you guys would please keep releasing funny content in the future, that's for $10. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'll just add that to Eris being Gonna Die. Incentives.
Speaking of gonna die, everyone's gonna die, including helpless scientists.
Rip them guys, I guess.
Alright. So now what we're doing here is we're messing up the engine for the gigantic battleship. That's called Balrog for some reason.
Alright.
Right, I think there's one more oh yeah, we have to destroy the reactor with a pretty girl in it, because anime.
Oh, of course. I mean, what is anime without a wife or two?
Heck, she even states in Japanese, basically, kill me.
Okay, that's dark.
Yeah. No idea what the deal is, or what her backstory is, but okay. Your death wish is my command.
I mean, it's fine you're on her. She said she wanted to die.
Right. Oh, yeah, when she's almost halfway there to dying, lasers start raining down from the ceiling, making it
convenient.
A tad more difficult. There's the Forgotten Worlds bonus item up there, but I'm not gonna get it! You're dead! Now for another very good part of the set piece, the escape sequence.
Oh yeah, we got another escape, have we?
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Escape sequences can be quite cool. And this reminds me of, I think it's called True Area 52 or something like that from Sonic Advance, where you got the big Earth in the background with the like silvery, like grey sort of base area that you're running through.
Yeah. And now we got another very awesome boss fight.
Neat.
Ah,
A bit of trouble.
a bit. Okay. Woohoo! B,
That's
baby.
Oh, nice one.
Just imagine trying to get a rank like that, or even higher on the final level of the game, which is pretty hard.
Oh.
You don't even have how 1 in 10,000 chance of winning. The military, the economy, science, it's all under his control. And I guess another Star Wars reference, he basically looks like Emperor Palpatine.
Alright.
Return to the third moon and bow to me, hear you. So now basically we're going into the not Death Star, which is or should I say the third moon. How's the third moon? I don't know, there's only like one moon. Basically, dock the space station, the third moon, and infiltrate it. Kill the Grand Master. Boom. And this is where gravity comes back into play, because now we get to deal with zero gravity.
Oh, okay. Is it at least cool floatiness, or...?
Yeah. Basically, you jump, you fly up to the top of the ceiling.
Okay, I like how you can jump with like low gravity there. That is cool. Maybe the thing where it flips you could get a bit annoying, but you know, I do like stuff like this. You know, the cosmic wall kind of deal.
Oh, that was my fault.
So is this area like a boss rush in general, or are they just opening the...
It's just that, it's just the first section.
Ah, okay.
There's one other mini-boss section, but I'm not gonna... Whatever. It's basically another fight with Strider Hien, but in a very cool way.
Okay. So they're changing it up a little bit then.
Yeah, basically, it's not gonna be like the set piece we fought him earlier on before. It's gonna be much different.
Ah, okay.
If you beat this game, you get Strider Hien mode, and Hien is very overpowered because he throws his sword as opposed to just swings it.
Alright. I've got to ask, because I keep seeing you pick them up. Them blue things you're picking up, are they just score, or do they do anything as well?
Which ones? The small icons of characters like Sun?
No, actually kill enemies, the little blue things that they drop, that you're picking up.
Oh, no, they just add to your score.
Alright. So, is it the score that determines your rank? Or is it like score mixed with time or some weird formula
Yeah,
for it?
it's score mixed with rank and your general performance on the stage.
Oh, alright, so it takes a few things into account. That's cool. Maybe whacking explosives with your sword isn't the best idea.
Yeah.
That could end nasty.
Well, there you go, guys. The effects of zero gravity.
Alright, let me see this. You fell up into a bomb.
Yeah, I fell up into the bomb. But whatever, bulldozed right on through.
Yeah.
I guess I can see why the critics kind of blasted this game for free play, because it kind of discourages you to get better at the game.
Alright.
Now we have to deal with reverse gravity.
Lovely.
Right.
Weird, funky gravity.
Pretty similar to this section of the Death Egg in Sonic 3, where you have to deal with reversed gravity.
I never was a fan of that, to be honest. I'm not really that big on Sonic 3 and Knuckles in general, but I just never was that big fan of later levels. I might have been fond of on it if the rest of the game wasn't quite so long, but it's just at that point I'm sort of burnt out on 3K.
Yeah. I guess the one criticism I have is that the sprite and artwork for Sonic looks generally ugly.
It's alright, I guess. I do like the Sonic 2 art style a lot more.
Yeah.
It's just a better looking game. Like the Sonic 2 is a lot more vibrant in terms of its colours, and it just pops a lot more. Whereas 3K, they sort of tried to tone it down a bit more, but I think it took some of the charm away from it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the words that I probably would have said.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say it's like horrible to look at, sort of ugly. I just think 2 looks a lot better, and like 1, for as basic as it is, like it looks alright for it. And then CD obviously just reuses Sonic 1 sprite, and there's like a few extra animations for things like the peel out and whatnot.
Yeah, but CD also just spices up like almost entirely the original Sonic 1 level art, but like it has its own unique style.
CD is basically, I guess it's just a proper drugged up Sonic 1.
Damn controls.
That's it, blame the controls, Snake.
Well, I actually can this time, because once you stand horizontally like this, you have to press up if you want to go right, and then down if you want to go left.
Right, okay, yeah.
So, now we're at the boss fight with Strider Heian, and it's very awesome, because we get to fight on top of that dragon from the first stage.
Alright. No, Justin, I've got to correct you in chat. CD was not asked. CD is fucking lit. I love CD.
Same here, but I can understand why some people don't like it, because of the level design.
Oh yeah, but the thing I see that is I take CD's level design with a sense of humour. Like, I can't see any other way than that there's someone designing them levels specifically to fuck with you. Like, you think of things like, you know, the springs in the middle of nowhere and all the different things that just randomly, like, little annoyances and stuff like that. Like, I dig that. I can see that from a funny way.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering one of the robot generators in one of the final levels, you see it behind a wall, and you're like, how do I get to it?
It's that one that you gotta like do the time travels for.
Yeah, you basically do the time warp again and go into the past, and then find your way there and destroy it.
Hmm. Yeah. See, whenever I go for the good ending in CD, I always go through the special stages because, like, I don't like special stages, but as special stages go, like the CD special stages are the best ones, like with the UFOs and shit. Wacky Workbench. I've actually got sort of appreciation for that, Justin. Like, it's a stupid level, it's a bad level, but I like it. I think if there's a level I'm going to complain about for CD, it'd be Metallic Madness. Just because, like, it's possible to get lost in parts of that, and you can sort of go in circles, and it gets a little bit annoying, but you know. This guy, Grandmaster, is he like the big bad or something?
Yeah, but he's not the final boss. The final boss
Oh,
is
right.
something entirely different that basically this guy made.
Oh, right. You got roughly any idea how long you got left of the run, just so I know whether to let Tanner start setting up or
I'd
not?
say probably about 10 minutes.
Okay. If I just let Tanner know, just so that he can start getting his computer set up and whatnot. Go on the chat. If he hasn't seen that in a couple of minutes, I'll tweet at him.
Yep.
And I'll be as obnoxious as possible, because that's what I do.
So here's the final boss, Caduceus, or however you
okay.
pronounce the name. Basically named after the same staff that the Greek god Hermes used to deliver souls to hell, basically.
Okay. Now this is a big fucker.
Yeah, and he's the one that I have the most trouble on.
I'm not surprised. He looks like he's got attacks coming from every fucking direction.
Yeah,
Fire
because
on his arms and stuff.
he has 2 ligaments that can actually make that 3 parts of his body, 5 in total, that can fire fire or energy shots or lasers.
Hmm.
Because then you have to disable all the parts in order to actually get some damage in on him without getting hit.
Hmm.
Alright. And then there's this attack, which is very hard to dodge.
Alright.
And then he keeps spamming this energy ball attack over and over.
Okay, Tan's got the message. Yeah, this looks like one of them bosses that's more like you can see the pattern of what you're meant to do. It's just like actually doing it is the difficult part.
Yeah.
At least it looks like the boss doesn't like re-heal when you fuck up, so you can just keep going. At least from what I've seen on the thing.
Right,
that
can I
lightning
dodge
attack is
this?
fucking lethal.
Oh, I couldn't dodge the last laser shot. Whatever, it is difficult to dodge it.
But what are you meant to do when he does that big laser attack? Because it looks like the lightning laser thingy covers the entire platform that you have below you. So you have to like hug to his arms or something.
You're not able to hug his arms at all because he flies up into the air. Though I've never tried that before, but I imagine you probably just drop down to the floor.
Yeah, maybe, especially if he starts like shaking violently or something.
Yeah. I mean, the highest rank I've gotten on this is a B, I believe it or not.
Alright, well that's not bad.
Yeah.
But you got the E there, but like that was a hard boss, so that's fair enough.
Yeah. So, here comes the one major twist in this game. He recognizes you as the Kiryu from the previous game, the very first Strider game. Because this takes place about 2,000 years into the future.
Oh,
So basically the year 4000, whatever. And yep, he's gonna do what he should have done years ago. Kill you.
I do what I should have done.
I gonna do what I should have done years ago.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh, bless you, Mega Man.
Mission complete. That's Strider Hiryu 2, everyone.
Nice one, mate.
One of my favorite games on the PlayStation 1.
Is there like a credit scroll?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there are.
Yeah.
My question was answered as soon as I said it. Yeah, if we want to like let this play out, and once this is finished playing, like Tanner can come on for Katamari Damacy,
Yeah.
which is a game I know nothing about, but cool. So yeah, let's see, folks. If you want to get any more donations in before we pass over, if not, then we can get them read out at the start of the next run. Because I'm going to be on that for probably about like an hour or so, like on CoCom, but after that, we don't really know what's happening. I'm sort of making it up because it's getting a little bit late where I am. But yeah. Tanner says, like, if he ends up being like without a CoCom, he can always check donations between levels and whatnot.
So the name, well, I'm gonna put in one that I've been inputting in arcade games lately.
Is it gonna be ASS?
Yes.
Let's see whether this one will accept it.
Nope. No, it won't.
Like, what is their damage? Just let us name ourselves Arse. If we want to name ourselves Arse, that is our human right. Imagine like that one kid who's got like really shitty parents who actually name their kid Arse, and he feels bad he can't be on the leaderboard for this.
Kind of interesting right here. Basically, stage 0 was the scene you see on the high score screen.
Oh, cool. That's nice. Like, for a PlayStation game, this does actually look like really good. Like, it's not often I say that about PlayStation games because a lot of them look quite jank. And although this has got the jaggies, the low quality textures, and that, it just sort of comes together as a sort of cohesive style.
Like, compare this to Mega Man X5's pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff. I don't mind this because I guess it's just the art style of the set pieces and the sprites that really make the sprites stand out.
Yeah, it's like they don't really cooperate too well, do they? They're a bit like hit and miss with whether they look right against the backgrounds or not, which that was kind of that transitional period with the PlayStation where they were trying to bring in some 2D games, but they wanted to have the 3D gimmicks just to sort of like be flashy.
Yeah, Sony had this anti-2D sentiment, at least in America, because they didn't want anything that looked like it could be made on a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. If we've got this new console and we want to show it off properly, which I get, but at the same time, it's like 2D games aren't inherently bad. Like, you can do really cool things with 2D games. But yeah, I'll take it that's all we have to show off this game, is it, Snake?
Yep, that's it. That's all she wrote.
Okay, guys. At this point, we're at $4,510.25, and coming up very shortly, actually, is Tanner with Katamari Damacy. So, Snake, if you want to give us a proper sign-off, and then we'll be out of here for now.
Yep. Thank you guys for tuning in to Strider Hiryu 2. This is Samurai Snake, signing out.
Bye-bye for now.